comrade. It's a great time having you. There's nothing can stop you. Motivational message I bring it to you. I'm Bismarck Osei. Go to YouTube, my channel. I have used the name Bismarck Osei. Nothing can stop you. Motivational messages. I have a lot of motivational messages. Watch them, subscribe to them. I'm counting on you guys to help me get more viewers and subscribers. Also, on YouTube, I have another channel. Your marriage will be a state of mind to your world. A lot of teachings on dating and courtship and marriage. I'm counting on you guys to help me get more viewers and subscribers. And thank you for your blessing and systemic support you've been giving me all this. Very grateful. I have a lot of ebooks on Amazon, Kindle, and Gumroad. Help me drive the sales. I'm not getting the sale. These are just example of some of the sample of them. Building your competitiveness in a crowded planet, $4. It will be impossible to have this world without you, $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to worth $5. There is something inside you. The world is in need of $4. Leaders of Generation Thinkers, $5. Get this book from Amazon, Kindle, and Gumroad. Help me drive the sales. I want to get the sales. I know you guys to help me. The next 15 minutes, I'm sharing you a motivational message I'm entitled Reigning in Restricted Utterances for Pinnacle Possible Life Development. Reigning in restricted utterances for pinnacle positive development. Basically, how do you restrict your utterances so that you achieve pinnacle possible life development? Overwhelmingly, it is quintessential to give yourself, or it's relevant to give yourself the best possible shape, which is a rudimental arsenal of restricted utterances. Which is the relevant instrumentality for restricted utterances for pinnacle possible life development. So you understand that this quintessential is relevant to give yourself the best possible shape, which is a rudimental requirement, or rudimental arsenal is a very, very essential requirement for restricted utterance for pinnacle possible life development. As was the attitude of a man called John Greenleaf Whiter, who is a renowned poet over the period. Profoundly, with your crystallizing mindset, you don't need to trumpet your achievement. Instead, you're relentlessly converting your mental blocks to building blocks, or converting your thoughts into action. The world will trumpet your achievement, taking into cognizance your adaptive capacity. As there was the mindset of a man called Swansea Kanita, who was an Indian clergyman over the period. Infelicitously or unfortunately, people have failed to factory this building designer or process, factory this mindset that have played a very potentiating role in accumulating possibility development. Their failure in this perspective has dwarfed their burgeoning growth. People's inability to practice unrestricted utterances have actually dwarfed their burgeoning growth over the period, and you have to stay away from it. As a man called Edgar Allan Poe, American poet over the period, understood what it means to not dwarf his burgeoning growth due to unrestricted utterance. There's a quote from Robin Williams, an American comedian, once said that no matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world. Incontrovertibly, Robin Williams is correct. Incontrovertibly, when we reign in restricted utterance for pinnacle possible development, when we reign in restricted utterance for pinnacle possible development, when we restrict, we can achieve that. When we restrict when we're able to achieve that, when we do that, we're able to restructure the world with our pinnacle possible development. When we reign in restricted utterances. I want to share you a story in the Bible today. I'm taking the Bible, a man called Joseph in the Bible. And it's Genesis chapter 30. If you're not a Christian, I'm sorry for that. In Genesis chapter 37, verse 1 to 11, verse 3 to 4, Bible says that, and Joseph's father loved him than his brothers. And verse 5 to 8, Bible says that he had a dream, and when he had a dream, he went to tell his brothers that God wanted to make him great above his brothers. And in verse 9 to 11, Genesis 39, verse 9 to 11, he had another dream, and he told his brothers, and they hated him more. And when he had a dream, God tell him his dream, he go and tell his brother. God never instructed him to go and tell his brothers the dream God was saying. God never asked him to tell his brothers. If God wanted his brothers to know the dream, or his plans for Joseph, God would have revealed to his brothers. He rather resorted to telling his brothers, and that made him have a lot of preponderance. What made him face a lot of, it was a sort of attitude that was quite preposterous and perfunctory. It's very unpleasant attitude. His journey to his dream became very strenuous, became very difficult due to his unrestricted utterance by telling his dream to his brothers when they sold him to Ishmaelites. when they were heading towards Egypt. This Ishmaelite also sold him to Potiphar and ended up in prison. We know the story in the Bible. At one point in time, when he was in the house of Potiphar, he was being tempted by the wife and ended up in prison. He was sold. He chose that strenuous path because of one restricted utterance. Somebody will ask, so because of all restricted utterances, his brothers hated him so much, they caught him and sold him as a slave to people, because they hated him because he told his dream to them that they're going to write about them. But God never instructed him to tell these people that. Didn't God wanted his brother to know it? God would have revealed to him. He made his path to his dream very strenuous. And so he was sold in Potiphar. He was in prison before later interpreted the dreams of Pharaoh and rose to become the prime minister. So he went through that very strenuous path because of failing to practice unrestricted utterance by telling his dream to his brothers. Somebody will ask, if he didn't tell his dream to brothers for him to be sold, how will he have achieved his dream? Don't forget that God never showed him or told him the process to how he would have achieved his dream. God never showed him. God told him he's going to be great, but God never asked him to tell people, and God never showed him the process. If that process he went through, the authentic process would have achieved his dream without going through that strenuous process. Number one, one of the ways is that he would have been in Canaan with his father, and he might be very good interpreting dream. If he's good interpreting dream in Canaan, his expert of interpreting dream in Kenya would have made him known in the land of Egypt, and Pharaoh would have caught the attention of Pharaoh to interpret his dream, to interpret the dream of Pharaoh to help him to become the prime minister. So what we saw is that when they go to prison, they go to a point, Pharaoh had a dream, they didn't have anybody to, and therefore he was moved from the prison to interpret the dream, and before that he was elevated to the position of prime minister, what God planned for him. But he would have achieved the dream without telling his brothers. Maybe he would have been in Canaan, his father's land. He is good interpreting dream. If Pharaoh had a dream, nobody can interpret. He can bring him from Canaan to interpret the dream and still be the prime minister. So God never asked him to tell his brothers. He made his path to his dream very strenuous because he decided not to restrict his utterances. And we have to, so stop being a braggart for trumpeting your achievement and your dream. It will play a very repetitive role or unpleasant role in your burgeoning growth. So restrain yourself from unrestricted utterances when you stop being a braggart. And then let the world trumpet your achievement. You don't need to trumpet your achievement. I want to remind you, I'm Bismarck. I have a lot of motivation messages on YouTube. Nothing can stop me motivation message. Watch them, subscribe to them for me. I'm counting on you guys to get more viewers and subscribers. On YouTube, I have another channel. Your marriage will be a state of mind to the world. I have a lot of teachings on dating and question of marriage. I'm counting on you guys for more viewers and subscribers over the period. I have a lot of ebooks on Amazon, Kindle, and Gumroad. I'm counting on you guys to help me drive the sales of these books. Some of these books are burning your competitiveness in the credit partner, $4 to be impossible to have this world without you, $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to the world, $5. There is something inside you, the world is in need of $4. Leaders of Generation Thinkers, $5. Go to Amazon, Kindle, and Gumroad and get these books for yourself. I want to conclude on this part. Conclude on this one? What are some of the propitious ways of practicing restricted utterances, or what are some of the ways that can help me restrict my utterance? Number one, vigorously or aggressively examine unexpected sources from 169 countries and 600 different fields of economic discipline that can help you facilitate your dream. So examine unexpected sources, whether it's from 166 countries in the world or 600 fields of discipline. What are some unexpected sources that can help me facilitate my dream? If you're able to do that, it will shift your mind vigorously towards searching for unexpected sources instead of engaging yourself in unrestricted utterances that is very debilitating for you. To engage yourself, always exploring unexpected sources from 166 countries, 600 different academic fields that can help you facilitate your dream. This will shift your mind towards always exploring unexpected sources instead of engaging in unrestricted utterance, as was the mindset of a man called Martin Luther King Jr., an American human rights activist over the period, who understood what it means to reign in unrestricted utterance for Pinnacle possibility development. Number two, most importantly, when you're conversing with somebody, let your conversation focus on issues that pertain to yourself, pertain to your country, your group, your global world, not on people's private issues. It leads to gossip. People, when you're conversing, is talking about people. Let the conversation concentrate on yourself. That will bring your personal development, your country, your community, rather than gossiping about people, talking about people. It helps you to avoid unrestricted utterance, gossiping about people that leads to personal confrontation, and also help you to avoid lengthy conversation on direct on phone and social media, because it leads you to unrestricted utterances. Try to train yourself that anytime you're talking with somebody, most of the conversation focus on you, how you talk on yourself, how you can have that Pinnacle possibility development on your country, your community, and a group, but not on private people's personal issues, private issues, something that leads to gossip and personal confrontation. You have to something you have to repudiate, or you have to abnegate, you have to move away from that attitude as a man of Hans Christian Andersen. And Dennis, author of the period, urged people how to restrain their utterances from such art, which is very quiet, very egregious, very repugnant, very unpleasant towards achieving that. Number 3, expensively enhance your productivity per hour to shift your focus from unnecessary restricted utterances. Always work towards ensuring that you enhance your productivity every hour. They will make your mind focus on increasing your productivity than engaging on unrestricted, very unnecessary utterances. Examine always how do you do that? Always examine your productivity every hour through your personal assessment and attain the necessary strategies to potentiate your productivity. Examine yourself by the close of the day. How are you very productive every hour, every day? What are the necessary remedies and strategies you have to operationalize to enhance your productivity day in, day by? So we understand, because you understand that capital is time is the capital God have given to us to invest in ourselves. So if you invest our time, increasing our productivity every hour, it will shift our mind and focus on unrestricted utterances, unnecessary utterances that does not propel, that's not propellant to achieve productivity. And therefore, you should work towards achieving that by enhancing your productivity per hour through personal assessment every day, every moment, to undertake the pertinent strategies to achieve that. As a man called Carlos Bushan, who was an automobile expert, who was the CEO, chairman of company like automobile company like Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi, and all those areas in the period, enhances productivity, helped to turn this company around. Michelin Tires in South America, that time was the deputy chairman, Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi, and all those areas. Well, it enhances productivity that helped this company to turn around to achieve what they ought to achieve, to factor their dream. And these are things we have to figure socially operational. Number 4, developmentally. Train your mind every day. Train your mind every day and restrain yourself from trumpeting your achievement. Instead, let the world trumpet your achievement when you impose your brilliance on the world. Stop being a braggart. Stop training yourself that you never trumpet your achievement, that the world will trumpet your achievement. When you convert your mental block to building blocks, when you convert your actions into results, when you impose your brilliance. These are the mindset. Robert Edward Turner was American who founded the CNN over the period, understood what it means. They will not trumpet your achievement, the world trumpet your achievement. That will avoid you engaging, being a braggart, being unrestricted utterances that are very unnecessary, that are very egregious, that is very, very valorant, that is not very unnecessary and very, very, very abhorrent. And these are things, train yourself to do that and to help you to reign in unrestricted utterance for Pinnacle post-life development. Number 5, comprehensively. Channel most of your thought towards formulating vehement strategies to effectuate your dream. This will shift your mind from needless utterances, as this was operational by a man called Andra Hebbeck, a British actress over the period understood. Always channel most of your time towards formulating vehement strategies that will help you to effectuate your dream, to shift your mind from needless utterances. If you understand that indeed time is the capital God has given to us to invest in ourselves, you understand what it means to commit most of your numerous of your time towards formulating vehement strategies to effectuate your dream, to shift your mind from needless utterances that are very, very unnecessary, that are very debilitating, very excruciating, very unpleasant for you towards achieving your dream. Number 6, monumentally. Extrapolate appropriate lessons, extrapolate laudable lessons from these stories. Billy Graham, that time, was an essential advisor to Harry Truman. That time, Harry Truman had a talk with him. Harry Truman was the 34th president of the US. That time, Harry Truman asked for a spiritual advice on the Vietnam War. And when he finished talking, Harry Truman, he went to discuss it with the media. He exposed the idea to the media. And Harry Truman never liked Billy Graham again, and they never talked again. These are lessons you have to know, and that they see the need to have unrestricted utterance. And also, don't forget about Monica Lewinsky and Linda Tripp, where Monica Lewinsky really revealed to Linda Tripp that they have an affair with the president, Bill Clinton, and the lady Linda Tripp recorded her and made it available. It became a news in the world that Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton was that. He didn't, this Monica Lewinsky, that time a very young girl, couldn't restrain his utterances, released that information to Linda Tripp and became a national news. That actually have that. So, okay, so deepening your security understanding on these things to understand the need to show proactiveness towards restricted utterances. Thank you for your time. I'm Bismarck. Go to my YouTube channel. I use the name Bismarck. Say nothing can stop you. I have a lot of motivation messages. Watch them, subscribe to them for me. Nothing can stop you. Also, have another channel. Your marriage will be a state of mind to the world. I have a lot of teachings on dating and courtship and marriage. Watch them, subscribe to them for me. I have a lot of books I've written. Go to Amazon, Kendall and Gamble. Build your competitiveness in the career panel. $4 to be impossible to have this world without you. $4. Your marriage will be a state of mind to the world. $5. There is something inside you. The world is in need of $4. Leaders of Generation gets $5. Go to Amazon, Kendall and Gamble. Get this book for yourself. Always remember to practice unrestricted utterances, reign in unrestricted utterances to achieve Pinnacle possible life development.